What's up everyone, welcome, my name is MT Major and today we are doing some Kerbal Space Program. Now I have bad news. Episode 1 and 2 were amazing, but I lost my fucking saves. This really has to stop happening. I lost them, I did back them up, then I reinstalled my computer and for some reason the save files were corrupted, so it really sucks. However, we're gonna do this again. Now, I'm gonna take a different approach now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have, I'm gonna do a lot of things, and then I'm going to break them apart and tell you guys about it. Tell you guys how I did it, and tell you guys how, what the plans are and what we're going to do. Now, I want to do this because I think this is a much more fun way, because Kerbal Space Program takes a lot of time to do right and a lot of tries and etc. So I'll be editing it anyway, and I just want to do it this way because I think it's a lot of fun. So you guys can see what I accomplish. If you guys really want to see some launches completely with all the commentary and everything that I do, let me know in the comments down below, because then I will do that as well in some episodes if you guys really want to. So yeah, but here we are. This is the Light OL, the Light Orbital Launch System thing, with a little satellite in it. This is my launching system. Basically, the basic launch system, the light one, the small one, it can shoot up a small cargo into space, and let's try to launch it. So here we have it. It has two really long solid fuel boosters and two really small ones. It has one big liquid tank. What it does is it flies up and then it uses everything and then it just crashes down to the planet. So this is not reusable at all. These small tanks, these small solid fuel tanks on the side, will be empty fast, and I will cut them off. Now this seems like a really fun and cool idea. The downside of this is, and I didn't really think about that, but they actually, kind of destroy the landing pad down below. So that's a very expensive rocket. Here we have the big boosters. Now they empty and I'll shoot up the liquid fuel tank. This is a really strong liquid fuel tank. It flies up, does some maneuvers, and it will go into small orbit. Now once it's in orbit, what it does is it basically launches itself into a small stationary orbit, and then it releases the payload, and then it basically flies back. So, and then it crashes into the planet. Here it releases the payload. The payload's now released. This is a drone ship with its own engine. Now I almost crashed into it, but I made it out, thank God. I landed it back to the Kerbal planet, and essentially it burns up into the atmosphere. Okay, so we finally got a satellite into orbit. We're packing it out right now. It got a little engine and still a lot of fuel, so if we want to reconfigure it, put it somewhere else, we could easily do that. It has an antenna on the front, so we can make contact with it if we so want to. I'm here moving it a little bit through the night sky to get it a little bit of a better orbit. And yeah, alright, so here we have a new manned space station idea. So in this this project, I'm making a space station. So essentially I'm flying it up into the into space, but it's a one space station package with some upgradable areas. You can dock to it, and you could in theory make it bigger. It has a small surface bay that has a little drone in it that could fly around and act as a satellite. So here we are shooting it up into the night sky, or the day sky rather, today. And there we have the moon. Beautiful little footage there. And this is very basic idea. 4 engines that shoot it very high up, and then they will just release and then it has a pretty good working engine in the back. I think that's the puddle engine. And this basic idea, I'm going to use this more often because this is a really good way of bringing ships into orbit. Now, the benefit of this is, of the downside of this is that it is not reusable. So I really want to work towards that. But first, let's get a space station up. Space station is up, but as you can see, the drone didn't work that well. Wasn't really thought out that nicely. But space station is up. There's 3 people on board. There's 3 more seats in it, so 6 people can be on board. And we're gonna work towards upgrading that space station. Now let's talk about what we want to achieve in this Kerbal Space Program playthrough. So what I really want to do for this Kerbal Space Program playthrough is I want to make a modular space station. So that's a space station that we just put up into space with different modules so that you can make it bigger in space. Now, I've never actually done that before, bringing 2 space vessels next to each other in space, so that's going to be extremely hard, but we're going to try. Then I want to go to Moon, Minimus, and Duna and make bases there. Then I want to make a fully reusable spacecraft that we can go up, go down, and do its thing, but all in one setting. And then I want to make a generation ship. Now the generation ship is going to be insane. It's going to be definitely the last thing. It's basically going to be also a ship that we put together in space, but it's going to be absolutely huge, really big, and it's going to fly outside of the solar system looking for more solar systems. Now I don't think there are any. I know that there aren't any, but I still think it's a very awesome idea. Maybe we could give it EM drives so it can change its course, and who knows what we can do with that. Anyway, it's a really cool idea. Now here we have a now the idea here was that I was gonna make a reusable space plane, so I was already kind of on that idea. Now what I have is a cone, nose cone with nothing on it, or at least no, I don't think there's anything on it. We have retractable, as you can see, retractable feet. We have some little wings. We have air brakes. We have a docking port, a medium docking port. We have a antenna in the back for communications, thrusters for maneuvering in space, and a really big liquid fuel engine. Now the idea is that we fly up into space, and once we're in the space, we will we will do our thing, release a little payload that's on the top of our fairing, or we go to the space station and we do our thing there. Whatever it might be the case, we do our thing, and then we land back to the planet. Now, what seems really cool on this thing is to have a parachute. Now, I actually forgot to put a parachute on it, which is not that smart. But the good thing about this ship is that it does work to a degree, and I was very well, I really believed in this design, so that's why I didn't put a parachute on it. I didn't want to risk any other weight. In hindsight, maybe not a good idea. But here we are maneuvering to the point. Now, if you guys don't know how this game works, you really want to know, I can set up a little tutorial series if you guys want that. Let me know in the comments down below if you really want me to explain this game to you guys. So here we go. We're expanding and expanding the apoapsis so that we can get a good, solid orbit. But as you can see, I didn't make it. Now I left some fuel there because I wanted to make a safe landing for our Kerbal that's in there. It's a one-man spaceship. But as you can see, did not really go as planned. So here we are actually crashing down, going through the atmosphere, burning up our ship. But I mean, it's holding against the burn, which is really good. That was a lot of work to try to get this thing down straight and down good enough. Now I was actually doing pretty well, I think, and I will be able to make this landing. Now, as ridiculous as it sounds, I kind of flipped out at the end, and I accidentally clicked on the Windows button, and my recording software stopped. Now, well, I'll show you guys in the next episode. Anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like and subscribe if you did. Comments down below what you guys want me to do in Kerbal Space Program. I hope for suggestions. But I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.